Greetings and welcome. I'm Psychic Medium Roberto, and I truly hope you are doing well today. I am guided by Spirit, and if you're new to the channel, thank you for watching. I am recording this episode on July 17, just gone 8 p.m. Trigger warning: the subject matter is of a mature nature and deals with true crime events. All cases are treated as alleged until proven in a court of law. So in the follow episode to the Trump assassination attempt, we are going to look at one assassination attempt against the former President Ronald Reagan and the assassination of John F. Kennedy, and then do an update with Donald Trump. Wow. This, I would say the miracle of this man not getting shot that day. Now, we are going to look at the previous slide I did. I do have now the Secret Service. And then we're going to look at the attempted assassination of Ronald Reagan, which took place in 1981. Then the JFK assassination, or rather we're going to start with the JFK assassination. Now, just to whet your appetites for one moment, if we look at the reflection day, summary day of JFK's assassination, just as a quick glimpse, we note the 55-10-1, 46-10-1, 37-10-1, etc. against Ronald Reagan's assassination attempt, 55-10-1, 46-10-1, exactly the same numbers. So already, as it's just been laid on me, the story of him being starstruck by Jodie Foster, and he was wanting to do something brave here, is nonsense, in my opinion. And let's go back. So if we look at JFK, we got JFK, his date of birth, Lee Harvey Oswald, who was the patsy, fall guy, and I brought in as reference CIA bingo card and FBI bingo card. Now, on each slide I've done preliminary work. I also just need to keep reminding myself I'm not a microwave channel. But sometimes when breaking stories happen, right? So what do we have here on the day? And of course, beg your pardon, this was a very tragic day. I think it touched the whole world, and the common theme, one of them anyway, in terms of the psyche of Americans, was this event was earth-shattering, and many pundits say this was the end of innocence in terms of America. So November the 22nd, what can we get out of here that can guide us regarding Trump's assassination, and can we pick up similarities with the cases? Okay, so how do we identify an assassination? Interestingly to note, in the middle of the day, so this 33 with an outcome 6, 15/6/1910/1. Now that's the time frame in which the assassination happened, right? So if we have to get specific, if we go to the specific time of the assassination, or this more or less the same time, or in the time zone rather, we have the same 33/6/1910/1. You see there, 33/6/1910/1. So we already seen similarities where 33/6, this is premeditated murder. It also tells us, and I'm on Ronald Reagan's, beg your pardon. So, and in the case with John FK, when you've got 33/6, this is more than one person. The sequence of numbers begins with a 3. Now, a 3 speaks about community, more than one person. And of course, there's many theories or what the actual situation was that, you know, if you don't know, then Lee Harvey Oswald was supposedly the shooter. But there are many theories that, of course, there were more people involved. And I will just say there were definitely more people involved here. The very concerning thing for me, and I've meditated on this over the past 2 days in between my cases. So 50 with an outcome 5. This number is not a good number in any situation. So let's just say, when I say any situation, in a negative situation, right? Because the 50, and I'm going to go straight to it, because there were rumors or speculation around organized crime syndicates involved, and I concur. 50 with an outcome 5 speaks about organized crime. And this ties in beautifully, because we know that the CIA ran operations during this time period. Operation, what was it called again? I'll get the name. I'll drop the slide in. I've spoken about this before. It is coming up in the upcoming 27 Club, where we'll examine it further. But when you got 50-0 here, now it was common knowledge at the time that the CIA, FBI, and organized crime were running operations. Now it makes sense to me, having researched into what was going on in the 27 Club situation, particularly around artists in the 60s and 70s. We'll deal with the contemporary ones as well. So, on the scene, we've got organized crime here. Okay. Let's also bring in... So, let's also bring in the Secret Service, because they would still be part of this detail. I actually haven't looked at it prior to this recording, but let's have a look anyway. I'll have to put the details here. So, interesting also to note from an interest point of view that on the day we have a 1111, double 22, all these pound numbers. A plan is in motion, 22-4. The Grand Master Plan. I want to just get more confirmation to show that there is more than one person involved, right? So when we get to the summary day, and in the reflection zones here, when you have a mass of numbers like this, now in the real, We can say 3 days after the assassination of JFK, there's huge chatter going on. Huge, 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 huge. But if you look at it at a reflective point of view, it's going to show us, here's the issue here. 2, let's zoom in. So in the reflection zone, 2, 5, outcome 7. 5 is the issue. And when you have a 5 issue, it means opposing issues between people. Okay. And 7 speaks to the judicial, higher ups, authorities, law, policing. 5 speaks to politics as well. And we know on the day there was a murder, 18-9. (27-9) hidden tells us that this was premeditated. Now the 369 is the participation in the crime, yes, because it speaks about 3. So I'm not going to try to guess how many shooters there were, but 3 shows collective. The 6 shows the manner, so like bullets or the means. But the combination of 369 as a type of a murder also speaks about the brutality of that murder. So, for example, if we still within the reflection zones here, and we know what the outcome was, right? But I'm going to show you through numerology the reflections of some of these numbers. And I speak a lot about this 35-8. The 35-8 at a crime scene or at any crime scene is effectively what first responders don't want to see, because it is massive impact, detrimental impact on the human body, on the human biology. 8. And we know what happened. Now, who was involved? When you got this kind of stacking, this is all organizational. All organizational. So we've got now, if we have to play ping pong, we have an 18-9 here in the reflection. We'll go backwards. We've got to meet all criteria. The 18-9, 27-9, we have a direct match here. Direct match. The nasty number here, 55-10-1, speaks to organized crime. The 37-10-1 speaks about a collective of higher-ups. So let's say someone from the CIA, someone from the FBI, and all the organizations involved in this black ops situation here. Okay. It speaks about a collective of organizations here. The outcome being a 10 10-1. Lee Harvey Oswald has the 10-1 year. It's significant. It's significant. It's significant. So let's put it this way. It puts him at the scene. Okay. And with his 10-1 year, and he has a double 10-1 because he has the 10-1 in the day year as well. Just seeing it now. But he's not the only one there. So, although it's pretty good match, it's not the ultimate match. So let's have a look here. If we starting to play some ping pong. On the day of the assassination, we have the 33-6-15-6 also pings directly on the FBI. Let me just grab here. So the actual day of the shooting. And we know, and I've just been reminded, we know Hoover had issues with Kennedy. So we have a direct match there as well. So let me just see here, 9 and 6. So even on the day here, so if we look at Lee Harvey Oswald and see if we pick up any matches there. And I'm looking for this at the same time. So of course we have the 10-1 in play from the year. It's significant enough, but not pinpoint target accurate, if you know what I mean, and excuse the pun. But it puts him in the vicinity. It doesn't necessarily make him the trigger man or the deadly trigger man or men, let's say. Now, of course, there's other people involved here as well, so I wouldn't have all the players' date of birth, certainly not organized crime. So what is happening from a Secret Service point of view at this time, right? So so now I'm looking at November 23rd, the next day, right? So the next 72 hours provide us some information. So at the start of the day, we have a 23-5. Now, in my mind, that is like the gatekeeper situation. And that would ping on the Secret Service. So the 16-7 I believe, are the actual killers. The actual murderers, 34-7, 16-7. These are the actual assassins here. Assassins. And this wouldn't have been their first rodeo either with the 16-7. This wouldn't have been their first rodeo. But there's your assassins, 34-7, 16-7. Cause egregious bodily harm, 53-8. Oof. So here we have 44-8. This was all by design. So of course we have another premeditation number on the scene. The first one being the 27-9. On the day of the shooting, we have a 22-4 premeditation number. This 20, when you have all these 8s around, not very good, very violent. So 24-6, you see 24-6 pings on the FBI. See this 17-8, 3-5-8. I'm getting that same sensation. This one would need to be verified. I'll check now. But speaks to the assassins. I keep getting this feeling. So these guys are in the zone here. So I will say, and here's evidence of it here, 24-6-15-6. I will say that the FBI had previous knowledge of this situation before it went down. So yeah, we have them here. Which resulted in a terrible death, premeditated death as well, 27-9. So we got multiple premeditation numbers around. And still at this stage, very little is pinging directly on Lee Harvey Oswald, apart from the 10-1s going around, right? So he is the company man, and which becomes the fall guy. And we'll note this 50 here as well. 50. That puts him in the play here. In fact, all these numbers, in fact, this whole very similar, well, this is a direct match, I would say, with Lee Harvey Oswald, yeah. But it also pings directly on Kennedy's numbers here as well. Dirty games, eh? Dirty games. So here is a direct match for Secret Service as well. (32-5, 14-5, 32-5, 14-5). Not a direct match, but a match. Significant enough. The 21-3, oh. So everyone is involved here. So if we look then at the 21st, everyone has their roles and responsibilities here. 21-3 speaks to the 21-3 at the CIA here. And double 21-3. So highly likely. Interfaces, so what does this mean? FBI interface with Secret Service for another premeditated number, murder number 33-6, premeditated. So after the engagement between CIA and Secret Service, we have an outcome 33.6, plan of action. Plan of action. Now, I'm not saying everyone in Secret Service or everyone in FBI, but whoever is related to these organizations. We have a 24.6, which is confirmation again that FBI is carrying the weight on this job. FBI is carrying the weight on this one because we have the outcome of the 24.6, 15.6, and on the day we have a 33.6, 15.6 direct match here. That's a direct match. Everyone has to be involved in order for it to work, including the Secret Service, which in this case is almost ironic because the president runs, as far as I understand it, you can correct me in the comments, but as far as I understand, the president, contemporary-wise anyway, is effectively the manager of the Secret Service, or the boss, however you want to look at it, the bigger boss. So as a, let's say, one, maybe two-layer onion peel on this scenario, we definitely have multiple agencies involved in this situation. All right, so that was an overview. Let's have a look at the Reagan situation. So let's have a look here. So I've included the 3 days afterwards. Of course, we can all agree there's no March 32 or 33, right? But it's the energy flow. So let me just put here, because just so we're clear. All right. So energy flow. So already we see the 33.6, 1910 one, identical to the JFK assassination number. Now, of course, we do have a 33.6, 15.6 here. So 33.6. However, we also have a 33.6, 15.6 here. Now, we can argue and say, let's be clear. Why there's two people with the same numbers here, right? So that is absolutely correct. That we can see on the face value. Now, when you look at what are the other players involved, so once again, we have a situation here where this situation is at an organizational level. Yes, he's involved. But there's other people involved here as well. Now, I haven't done a full stack deep analysis. This is on face value the exact same sequencing except for the first 2 days here, but the outcomes are the same. That we have the FBI connection again. And we have a CIA connection as well. Here's a 27.9, 18.9 outcome. Now, let's see if this does match the 2719, beg your pardon, 27889 sequence here. Because remember, we got a collective here, huh? So we're already seeing a 32.5 in the background here. So yeah, March 29, we have a 32.5. That is about breaking up of groups and communities. And the issue with the 32.5, it's open here. And the 35.8, of course, pings on him as well. Premeditation, more than one person involved, in line with 37.10.1. There's other people involved here as well. Not just CIA, FBI, there's other people involved. I keep forgetting to bring these guys in. I mean, who would ever suspect your security service personnel, right? So let's have a look here. There we go. You see this hidden 32.5 and the 32.5. That's why, all due respect to the 99% Secret Service that do their jobs, and to any sector, but you always get that 1% or the couple of bad apples that behave like doorkeepers and allow people through. With the outcome of an intended murder. And we've, again, another similarity is the 1910 in both the JFK and the Reagan, where there's organization elements involved as well. And this is what I'm saying. It's a collective people that have to make it work. It's the only way it can work, right? Because, as you would say, like in criminology, in the mind of a criminal, if you're an assassin, if you're a lone wolf assassin, of course, it's going to be difficult to get to a high-level person. It's a different situation if you're a lone wolf going for an individual walking in the street. Okay? Access to presidents doesn't come easy. So when we get to the Trump situation, and I still can't find the date of birth of the killer or the assassin on the roof. Also now there's commentary that, no one really knew the family. They were reclusive. It's a nice little pot or a nest of hornets, right? All the bullshit we get fed. So in the previous episode, we did speak already about CIA, FBI, right? So I brought in the Secret Service. Now, on the day, and sorry for it for being so, comes across quite hectic with all these sniper arrows around. 12.3 pings directly here. I'll do them green so you can see them individually. Secret Service, so green. Pings directly in the zone. So we have the hidden 22 here, which pings on Secret Service, so the hidden Secret Service. And we don't want to start issues. But my God, I still, even today, I can't get over how close that was. And now I believe there's an Iranian threat. It's easy for these guys. I haven't looked into it, so I'm not going to lay judgment, but we do know that these guys love Iran, and let's throw the enemy under the bus as well. But I will say that comment with an asterisk. I haven't looked at the Iranian threat. So on the summary day of events, we have the 23-5 reflecting again here hidden. Someone has to be the gatekeeper. So if we're looking for a gatekeeper, here's it here. 14-5, the very next day. So what we know about the story is bullshit. The lone gunman on the roof is bullshit. The 14-5 also pings here on the Secret Service gatekeepers. I've looked on these slides over the past 3 days, over different times, just to keep looking to see, am I missing something? And then there is even a final confirmation that just 32-5, 23-5, 14-5 pings directly on the Secret Service, who are employed by the sitting president. You need the whole village to participate. You can't get access to these people on your own. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave it there for now. Let's wait for any further information on the shooter, but very convenient. All right, please leave your comments. I love engaging with you. Stay safe, stay alert. See you soon. Bye for now.